Imagine being stuck in a room with only a computer. That doesn't sound so bad, actually. 20 years ago, however, that would have sounded like hell. For one thing, the computers were so massive that they would probably take up the majority of the space if it was a small room. With all the great achievements that we've made in technology, there's also been huge progressions in social media. Social media is basically any website that you use in order to stay connected with your family and friends or to even meet other people. However, with all of this recent obsession with social media and seeing how popular it is, there's been some pitfalls to it as well. What I'm going to be talking about today is Social Media 101, how to have good etiquette when you're on Facebook, Instagram, and blogging. The first one I'm going to be talking about is Facebook. Facebook is a great tool, and almost everyone from your grandma to your next door neighbor has it. It's amazing to be able to see what family and friends are up to, and also it's convenient for you to send them a message. The first etiquette offense, we'll call it, is when people overpost about their lives. I like to say the two categories are drama queens and too much information. Drama queens are people who are constantly posting about their emotional well-being and how terrible that they're feeling or everything in their life. However, when you talk to them in person, they're like, "Oh, I'm fine. I'm good." And then 20 minutes later, they make a Facebook status, "My life is not worth living. I want to die." And you're like, "I just talked to you and you said you were fine. Were you lying to me now or then?" So it's just hard to see when some people are being real with themselves, if it's their real self on Facebook or if they're real in person, that they're fine and their life just seems worse on Facebook. The people who are too much information, or TMI as some people call it as an abbreviation, is the people who wake up in the morning and then post a status, "I'm going to have a great day with my friend so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so, and we're going to the mall that's in Greenville, and then we're going to the mall that's over here, and then we're doing this, and then we're doing that, and then I'm going to brush my teeth." Do we really want to know? Is that what social media has come to, that you just post your schedule of the day and what hygiene you use? I really hope not. The second one is the over-likers. The people who you barely talk to anymore, but will consistently like every single one of your statuses and pictures. Why do they do this? When someone likes my picture, I want to feel like it's a compliment. I don't want to be like, "Oh, look at that, John Smith liked my photo again, awesome." He does it every time. No, it should be a compliment. I love getting comments and likes on my statuses and pictures, but I shouldn't feel like someone is consistently as the clock gonna be posting or commenting or liking, because then they like everything. And the third thing I would say are the creepers, which is kind of a little bit of a blunder, if you ask me, is the people who will go back, thanks to Timeline Now, go back to like 2 years ago and will like a picture from 2008. And you look in your notifications and you're like, "Oh, awesome. Haley so-and-so liked my picture. She was totally creepy on me." Okay. The fourth one is what I'd like to call the old farts, which is basically anyone over the age of 50 who thinks that they're a cool, hip, and young teenager because they have Facebook. So they're going to share things that say, "Like if you graduated in the class 69, like if you have white hair," or things like that. Just no one really wants to know about those things. The second one is Instagram. Instagram is my latest obsession, and I absolutely love it. Probably a little bit too much. But probably the biggest Instagram blunder is the people who constantly post pictures of their food. Well, we call them foodies. No one really wants to know what your menu looks like. If you have an especially extravagant dish, sure, post a picture of that. I'm all in favor of that. Not every single night that you had macaroni and cheese and ravioli. No one wants to know that. The second Instagram blunder is 200 plus selfies. No one wants to see a picture of your face 200 times, no matter how pretty you are. So why are you constantly posting pictures of yourself? It just makes you look self-absorbed. The third thing is basically just ugly pictures. I'm not saying you have to be a professional photographer, but you should try to make your pictures as appealing as possible. The last one I'm going to be talking about is blogging and Pinterest. Pinterest, I would say, is kind of an easy way to get to blogs because usually all of their pins that they're linked to come from blogs. So that's why I linked those two together. The first etiquette rule that I would say for Pinterest would be to try to label your pins in the right way. Don't say if you're pinning a picture and a recipe for hot chocolate, don't say, I tried this today and it was so yummy, because no one is going to be able to search that and find hot chocolate. It should be, say, hot chocolate, and then you can say, if you really want to, it was so good. But don't just say, it was so good, because then no one's going to be able to find it, and that's just rude. And the second thing, and this goes under blogs, and I've seen this a few different times when the blog just doesn't seem to have a purpose. Sometimes it's about the person's life, sometimes it will be about makeup or sunsets or whatever the heck they want. Try to make, if you're going to have a blog, try to make it have a central theme. And the last thing about blogs is blogs that are only about celebrities, particularly boy bands such as One Direction. Don't be like, this is everything about One Direction and it's every single picture that they posted and I'm just going to repost it with all these crazy teen girls. No one really wants to look at that unless they're crazy. I mean, you can. I'm not saying that this is a hard and fast rule, but it's just, as a general rule, that just doesn't sound like a good idea. Alright, in conclusion, I'm going to say that social media should be used to enhance your life, not to make yourself look like a circus clown, and to people be rolling their eyes or to have to hide you from their newsfeed because they're tired of hearing about what you're eating all of the time. Some do's that I would suggest for social media would be to don't post about your feelings past 9 o'clock at night, because everything is exaggerated so much when you get that late at night. Things just escalate in your mind 200%, and if you post something, you're probably going to regret it in the morning. And also, I would say that if you were going to be embarrassed by your parents or your boss reading it, to just not post it, just to have integrity, just to post things about your life that other people are going to be interested in seeing, not things that are just funny. I don't know, funny things are good. But, use your discretion with it, and I would say have fun, because social media is a great tool, and I hope I haven't offended anyone with my video. It wasn't my intention at all. I just wanted to tell you some guidelines that I've used for social media, and I hope to see you guys around. Alright, bye.